Welcome to Renton Airport and this video on power on and power off stalls. The purpose of these maneuvers is to make sure that you have the skills that if you find yourself in a situation where you're on approach to an airport or departing an airport, that you find yourself in a stall situation that you're able to recognize and recover from it quickly. How that might happen is you get distracted when you're climbing out or approaching an airport and let airspeed bleed off. Maybe you've got a passenger talking to you and they're distracting you, or you're trying to stretch out a glide. Something like that has happened. And you've exceeded critical angle of attack, you're now in a stall situation. So when you hear either the stall warning go off or you sense some buffeting on the wings, it's really important to recover very, very quickly. And the most important thing to know is that a wing only stalls when it's exceeding its critical angle of attack, no matter what airspeed, no matter what weight, other configurations. The stall always occurs at the same critical angle attack for a given airplane, given wing. It's typically something like 18 to 20 degrees, but it's always that number for your airplane. So once you sense that, the most important thing you can do is push forward on the stick so that you break that stall and get the critical angle attack. You get the angle attack down below the critical angle attack. There's other things you need to do as well that we'll talk about here, but that's at its core the most important thing you do. Just a reminder that the airplane is a terrible place for lessons, so this is not intended to be a lesson. This is a video showing you how I do these, and whether you're just interested in flying DA42s and the maneuvers we fly when we're practicing for check rides, or you're actually getting ready for a check ride in a DA42, thought you might find it useful to see how I fly these. So looking forward to having you along, and we'll get going here in a minute.
Okay, how about we do some power on and power off stalls here. We just did a clearing turn there. Set a heading bug to the south and make a radio call just north of Eamon Southeast practice area, Twin Diamond 62 Delta Lima, just north of Eamon 4,000 feet, maneuvers between 3,500 and 4,500 Southeast practice. Okay, so we've done our turn. So we'll do a power on stall first and practice that. We'll do these once again to commercial standards. So I'll do these just to the first indication. So that's usually the stall warning goes off. So stall speed, and obviously it'll be what it'll be, but stall speed should be about 72. So in a power on stall, we are looking at simulating a departure. So we're climbing out at VY out of an airport and simulating that we got distracted, we've got a chatty passenger, or we're fixated on something on the G1000, and we're distracted, we're pulling back, we get into a stall situation. So here we go through how to recover from that. And remember, stalls only occur when you've exceeded the critical angle of attack, and it can vary with airspeed and other factors, but it's always going to be at a given angle of attack. So the most important thing is to push forward, to break the angle of attack, to reduce the angle of attack, then bring power in and recover at VY. And so for commercial maneuvers, what they want to see is maintain heading of plus or minus 10 degrees. Very important to stay coordinated in this. And as I say, we're just going into first indication. So there's 3,500. Slow down now. And because it's a departure, we'll assume we're in a clean configuration. So we've got someone 1,000 feet below us. They should be okay. Just keep an eye out for them.
Southeast practice area, Cessna 465 Echo Papa is 2,500 just east of Evergreen Sky Ranch, traveling eastbound southeast.
Southeast practice area, Twin Diamond 62 Delta Lima, 3,500 just northwest of Eamon northbound, keeping an eye out for the Cessna 1,000 feet.
Traffic, 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
Low,
we have you in
1
flight,
mile.
465 Echo Papa. We're probably about your 11 o'clock. Same.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. Okay, so let's get set up here. So we're looking for 92 So we're going to wait until we get close to 92 and then start pulling up.
Southeast practice area, Cessna 465 Echo Papa is turning northbound at 2,500. We're paralleling you right now.
Okay, we're keeping an eye out, 2 Delta. Okay, start pulling up. Looking for 92. And we'll bring power in. So we can, obviously on departure you normally have full power, but in this, just so you don't have to pull back too far, they let you do 65% or greater. So there's 92.
Southeast practice area, 465 Echo Papa is
there we go, 65.
And we're going to turn southbound, southeast.
Okay, now we start pulling back. Pulling back for
3,000 feet.
Make sure to stay coordinated.
Or west of Banks. 6176.
Okay, you don't need to pull this. There we go. Full power. Broke the stall, and then looking for 92. There's 92. Overshot a little bit on that. Might try that again. Okay, generally that was good, but we overshot a bit on the 92, so we just turn southbound, back down to 3,500. Getting bug set. Done a clearing turns, make a radio call. Southeast practice area, Twin Diamond 62 Delta Lima. Just northwest of Eamon northbound at 3,500, maneuvers between 35 and 45 southeast practice. Okay, so we will set up for 92, so we want to get it slowed down. We're in a 5,000 foot shelf here, so we've got a little bit of cushion. There's airspeed coming down, so we'll get power to, or we get airspeed to 92, which is VY. Just simulating our climb. And then we'll bring power into 65. Okay, there's 92, start bringing power in. And so we're simulating the climb. Make sure we stay at 92, VY, stay coordinated. Yeah. We can be over 65. There's 92. We've got distracted. Someone's been chatting to us. So pull back, pull back, pull back. Stay on heading. First indication, push. And recover. There's 92. That's a bit better. Okay. Stay on heading. Just a little over recover. And that's good. Okay, so pull back. 4,500. Okay, that looked pretty good. So we'll check later, but I think we were pretty close to staying within the heading. We recovered well at 92, which is the most important. And gear up, pumps off, flaps up. Okay, so now we've got a bit of altitude. We'll do a power off stall, which is the opposite. So what it's doing is imagining that we are coming in for a landing, we're configured and all set up, and we get distracted once again, or maybe we're trying to stretch a glide into the airport and pull back and cause a stall. And so once again, the most important thing in any stall situation is to reduce the angle of attack. So push. In this we'll have full flaps, so we want to recover 1 notch of flaps and then bring power in so we can climb out. Once again, we want to get back to 92. Southeast practice area, Twin Diamond 62 Delta Lima, about 5 miles north of Eamon southbound 4,000, doing maneuvers between 3.5 and 4.5 southeast practice. Okay, we'll start configuring, so pull power back. And we'll be descending at 92. Bring 1 notch of flaps.
Practicing steep
33. Gear down.
About 1.5 miles to the northwest of Enumclaw at 2,000 feet. Southeast practice.
And then last notch of flaps. Once again, we want to put some power in just to maintain that. So approach speed of about 85, so we'll set up for that. Got flaps in, gear in, put pumps on just to simulate it all. Lights on, coming in for a landing. Trimmed, descending, pull power back. Usually approach speed's about 25. Okay, there's 85, that looks good. So on a nice approach, and get distracted, start pulling back, and we're just looking for first indication. Power back, power back. Stay coordinated. Okay, full power, 1 notch of flaps. And let's get 92, that's 92. Don't overshoot that too much. When we've got positive rate of climb, it's 92, yep, that's good, gear up. Okay, that's good, good recovery. Heading looks good. Gears up, flaps are up, pumps are off.
West of Lake Sawyer, about 1 mile. We're going to flip around, circle.
Okay, that looked like a good
500 going back now.
recovery and power back. Now, for power off stalls, which is what we just did, standards are plus or minus 10% on the heading, climb out at VY. So some common mistakes on that is not clearing the area. You always need to clear the area. So very important to remember that before every maneuver. That's your examiner is going to want to see that. Don't want to over rely on the airspeed indicator. Important to keep an eye on it, but it's really the first indication. And so no matter what the airspeed indicator is telling you, your first indication is when you either hear the stall warning go off or you hear some other indication.